All in total, there were close to 370 homes that were damaged, and which we estimated affected about 1,200 people, and most of those were children. The Salvation Army was there within a day to start helping provide the basic things: water, food, emotional support.
Within hours of the disaster, the Salvation Army was responding in Joplin with units from Kansas City and Oklahoma. By 12 o'clock noon the next day, the Salvation Army had already provided over 1,000 meals to those affected by the tornado. The Salvation Army throughout the summer continued to provide much-needed service to those affected by the disaster, not only providing food and shelter and rent assistance and other types of incidental care for those who were in need, but also becoming a listening ear. We joined individuals as they went to funerals and stood with them as they buried loved ones. We stood outside homes that had been completely destroyed, helping individuals cope with the loss of everything they had.
One of the things that really captured me was the tutoring, the after-school tutoring. Because usually when she gets home from school, we go home, we do homework, we're there for hours at the table. She's good with reading, but we would get stuck on math. I mean, we would be there all night. So she would tell me that when she came here and she would do her homework, that it was easy. So I was like, wow, this is a good program. So I called Mr. Randy one time and I let him know what was going on, and I really appreciated it, and I seen a difference. Then her grades picked up in math.
We live in unprecedented times. Parents are making difficult decisions about childcare and about where they're going to place their children in school. And this is an opportunity for the Salvation Army to stand in the gap and do the most good, not as a badge of pride, but as a promise to our community that we will do the most good with the resources of time and money that are given to us.
If it hadn't been for the Salvation Army taking me and my children in when I was going through the things I was going through, I wouldn't be here today picking up anything, because there's a good chance that I would have been in a situation that the Salvation Army couldn't help me out of.
Right now, many people are getting their utilities shut off, whether it's their electric bill, their electric or their gas shut off. And a lot of our families have in their lease that if they get if their lights or gas is shut off, they will be getting evicted. So we're dealing with a lot of people that are looking for housing and don't have the money, because if they couldn't pay their light and gas, they definitely can't come up with a security deposit or rent to move into another place.
One way businesses can help the Salvation Army is a project like the Energizer project, where employees of Energizer help the Salvation Army build a playground for children in the area of Jefferson and Arsenal. Children who are affected every day by violence have an opportunity now to play in a safe environment because of the dedication of employees and Energizer Corporation.
I am very grateful that the Salvation Army Railton has given me a second chance on life. A year ago, I was homeless. I was living out of my car, but I was able to get adequate housing through the Railton Salvation Army. I can live in energy efficient apartment, affordable rent, I can maintain. And I also appreciate the fact that I live downtown with such wonderful people, and I'm so close to work. And I just thank the Salvation Army for this chance.
Our next big project for St. Louis is our Midtown development. Today it's a vacant lot next to the Harbor Light Center, and next month we will break ground on a veterans apartment housing, and we're planning to follow that with housing for senior citizens, a Red Shield Core and Community Center and Performing Arts Center, a redesigned and smaller treatment center, and the last phase to be planned is a market-rate commercial mixed-use development with commercial space and residential housing. We anticipate finishing all 5 phases by 2016.
We really try to make sure that we're meeting people of all generations, all stages in life, whether they're senior citizens, whether they're the working family, the working class, and children.
At the heart of the Salvation Army's ministry is our heart to God and hand to man. We believe in more than just preaching from the pulpit, but demonstrating God's love to those who are lost, those who are hurting, those who are without hope, providing an opportunity for them to know not only the love of God, but the love of another individual to come alongside them. Our best actions are not preached from the pulpit, but are demonstrated every day as we provide a helping hand for those in need.
Just this past summer, I've seen 2 kids pray for the first time. And coming from a church background, it kind of shocked me because I've been praying all my life. But here is an environment where they can get closer to God and learn who God is and how much He loves them. So that's what I really love about the Salvation Army.
I knew that God had something else planned for me besides, being an addict. I let, the counselor at the Salvation Army know what my situation was like, and they helped me with rental assistance to be able to move in another place. My life was at a point where, I thought that I wasn't gonna make it, to be honest with you. And, that's why right now I'm so grateful that God gave me an opportunity to make it through.
We don't exist without community support. Many of the Salvation Army programs is in direct response to the needs in the community.
Our food shelf use has gone up tenfold in a year. Last year we were doing some 445 families a month. It's almost 10 times that now. And our shelter right now, it's a 32-bed shelter. It's full. And it's usually at 100% capacity.
Call me naive, but I believe that America has the brightest and the best. And Belleville has the brightest and the best right here in Metro East. And our children are part of that. We want to make sure that we have an opportunity to create those next bank managers. We have the doctors who will be at St. Elizabeth Hospital right here in Salvation Army after school programs. We have the next colonel of Scotts Air Force Base who's going to determine where troops go right here at the Salvation Army. But we cannot do that without dollars. We cannot do that without the support of community members recognizing what the Salvation Army is doing.